You guys aren't going to believe what I found today. Man. So I already have something similar to one of these here. Let me see if I can find it. I have this one. These have a little 12AX7 in them. And I guess that one's like the newer version. I've used it before. I don't know if it really adds much to it, but this one is. It's basically the same thing, but this one has voicings. So, vocals, guitar, bass, E something, E guitar, vocal, valve, multi, vocal, piano, bass. Anyway, voiced valve preamplifier with output protection limiting. So this is, the other one I think is just for a microphone. And you have the phantom voltage and stuff like that. You can reverse it, but they're different. So I figured for $8. I know these aren't $8 new. So we found that. We found a GoPro Hero 2. I don't know if it's any good or not. It was $9 with a bunch of the mounts. And I thought at first, that they looked like they were not actual GoPro mounts, but they are. So I think we got our money right there. I found this, which is $3. It's kind of cheesy and cheap, but it's like super flexible. And so I needed something like this to mount around things. And when I'm filming in a vehicle, I can wrap it around the seat rest and just put the camera there. But I found this professional camera from 2010, I think. It's a XF105 HD. And the guy told me that the battery was no good or something. It also will run on 8.4 volts DC, which is a very odd requirement. So, I don't know if it works. I'll look and see if I have a plug that fits it, and maybe just power it off a bench. It says camera number 1. Now this thing has a lot of stuff on it. CF cards. And you can put a CF card in there. Or there. Anyway. Full auto, manual, locked, white balance, camera off, media, gain, shutter. So you have this articulating display. There's a little jog on it. Some guy tried to bait me into letting him look at this when they were putting these out. I was talking to the guy that puts the stuff out, and he was grabbing it out of the bin. And I seen it, and I was like, "Can I have that?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I want that because I might actually be able to use that for my YouTube channel." So anyway, battery release, interesting. So he was like, "Yeah, I tried to test it, but the battery was no good." So I don't know where the battery went. Like, why would you toss the battery? But this thing is pretty cool. You get stereo input. And it has SD card over here. There's just a ton of features on this. So I looked it up. I think that maybe they're I didn't see any active listings, but they're pretty expensive. I don't know what it really is worth, but if it films any good, I'm going to use it for the channel. And so we'll have to see if we can source that battery. Now, if I'm just going to film out here and I could just put the voltage to it, then I think we're good. And I don't know how we would feed the signal. That one actually looks to be bent. See that one there? Yeah, we might have a problem. Or it's just loose, so this is going to have to come out. We'll have to take a look at that. That's probably why it got donated. Plus, it only does 1080p, and so, or it does HD 1080 or whatever. It's actually effectively only 2 megapixels, so it's just old. You know, it's from 2010. It was like, you know, probably not even top of the line then, really, because it should have been more than 2 megapixels. But in order to achieve HD, I forget what you actually need. It doesn't have to be like 24 megapixels or something, but anyway, it's definitely pretty cool. Now, maybe it's just not any good. Maybe it's broken or whatever. I should probably be able to find out by the end of the day if it's any good. So the video card was $8. Also, I found these banana plugs, the kind where you twist and put the wire in. Those are really cool. This pin here, I noticed, is smashed. I don't know what happened, but hopefully it works. I think it is a NVIDIA. I think they call it a 1060 or something. The markings on it really don't tell you anything here, but by looking up that number on Google Lens, I found basically what it was. And it looks like it probably has 3 gigabytes of DDR5. So it should be an upgrade for some of my computers. So we're going to test that here in a little bit. So that's what we found today. So not to mention the mini PCs earlier.